So this is Baruch Flashman, your very own Saba here, trying to ease us into the world of the Rashash. Now, to understand the Rashash, it certainly is not for everybody to learn, that's for sure. You really have to know a lot about the Rav, because the Rashash is just like it's layers below or deeper into what the Rav has been saying, or maybe that's not the right way to say it. It's not that it's deeper in, it's just that it extends down to us further, how we can proceed into the inner space created by Hashem. So this seems to me like something difficult. We said previously we had the concept of Shema. We broke it up into different kinds of ways that we're able to make these letters go. There's the Shin and the Mem makes the gematria 340, which is Rapach plus 52. We have the three ions, which I have to admit this streams out of Ima in some way. There's three ions within there are 370s. It makes a gematria of 210. We went through the name Yisroel, and it took a lot to really try to understand what was going on here. And now we're at a new phrase. Now, just looking at it, and that's what we're going to do first before we start to try to decipher. And again, maybe I didn't say it right. This is the Siddur Rechovot Hanahar. As we know, we're learning both Sidurim. We're learning the Nekudot Hakesef at the same time that we're learning the Rechovot Hanahar, and hopefully that the repetition and the difference in style will make an impression on us. So over here we have the word HASHEM ELOKEINU HASHEM. Okay, this is the typical way that the name Hashem is written by Sfaradim. And also the Maltak Midrash. I mean, it's becoming more popular. Then we have Oros. These are the lights. These are the lights. This is the Makif, and this is the Panimi of Chochmah. The Makif and the Panimi of Bina. The Makif Panimi, which is usually not like this in this form, but this refers to the middle line. Now below them, let's go back over to here. And I really can't piece this together, so it would be nice if we had more explanation, but we're looking. So underneath, there's a lavush, or this, we call this the moach, right? This is the moach. This is the or, fits into this moach, the moach of Av. That is the chachma, fits into this moach. The Bina, which is Menukad with Itzeri, Makif and Panimi, this apparently is the Moach on that side. Then in the center, I was saying, because I saw this in the Gon and I thought this was really important, this is that the middle line doubles, but here it's not doubling. And you have the Makif and the Panimi of the middle line. We'll find out more about it, God willing. And then you have the Yud-K Vav-K, which is the Moach, and another one, a Yud-K Vav-K, which is, this is Av, 72, and this is 63. So why are they both there? I don't know. But there they are. So we said, let's see, let's go back. Hashem, this generates this, Elokeinu, and Hashem, like that. Now, it's going to go through some languaging, which we're going to have to work on. And then we're going to get to the word Echad. So this is the punchline, so to speak, in the Shema. So we say the word Echad. Notice that the Aleph and the Ches are more or less the same, but the Dalet is real big. And he shows you how to, this is put together. We'll see how that is. Then he does Aleph Ches, he has it another time. And then finally he comes and he wants, which he shows us here in the form of Zer. This is Ma, the name Ma, 45. So like I say, if you didn't know where 45 was and you never saw it before, it's going to be real difficult to understand the shir over here. Let me go to the letter Dalet. The Dalet really refers to the name Adni, which we've seen other places, that it refers to Malchus, which the Rashash also refers to as Yaakov or Rachel. We see that in the shir in the morning, the earlier shir. Achdus Gemara is the Shilav of the name Yud K Vav K and the name Aleph Daled Nun Yud put together with the Helvai on the outside. Then he says Gam Yikave Lahamshech this Mehe Achrona. Now we have this final Hey, and we're going to be Mamshech does. Now here is a case where the middle line does split. So that's what it makes it difficult for me to understand what was up above, because the formation of the lights that he wants to show us, well, I'm just not used to it. I don't think I've seen this formation before, but there's a lot I haven't seen before. So anyway, then the Hey Achrona, which usually refers to Malchus, does refers to Malchus. We have the lights of Chesed, the lights of Natzach, Gevura, Hod, Tiferes, Yesod. These lights going into the combo name Havaya Adni. Now, that's what you see in the page. We're going to try to understand this because it's there to be understood. Let me move this a little bit off of that. Put it over here. Okay, it says like this. Yekave, so now you're preparing to say HASHEM ELOKEINU HASHEM. L'hachen, to prepare, v'lahazbin, as Abba ve'ima v'das, that's Abba ve'ima is Chochma, Bina, and Das. Ayidei sheyamshach lechem meyakol da'av. By, I'm just reading as like I really know. He says v'das ayidei sheyamshach lechem, because by flowing to them from the names Yud K Vav, which refers to Chochma, Bina, and Das. The Yud K Vav of the name Av, which is Yud K Vav K. And he says Shiyam Shech Lechem Mi Yud K Vav the Av. The Muchos Stimor, from a very, very deep place within the head of Eric Anpin. The Muchos Stimor, the Eric Anpin. Mochim the Yanika, these are mochim of the Yanika, which is katnus. La'ava ve'ima v'daz. And we're going to take that. Let's see what do we work with? What are we working with here? Coming lachamshe v'lahazman as abba ve'ima v'daz yedei sheyim. So we're getting them ready. We're getting them ready. We don't know what they're getting ready for, but we're getting them ready. So here is this. You could say that. Well, let me see. I don't know. So at any rate, I'm not ready for this. So he said maybe it's Yud. I don't know. K Vav. I'm not sure. Okay. So sorry, I'm getting everybody mixed up. But that's the Hainu Av La'aba. The Hainu Av the Abba, we're going to take the Av of Abba, that's it. Mechachan the Mochad Stimor, that is from the right side, or the Chesed, I don't know, or the Mochad Stimor. And I'm trying to combine this with something I learned in the morning, is that Chachan really refers to Chesed. The Mochad Stimor, the Erik Anpin. Yud da'av de Erik Anpin, and we're going to take all of this from the letters Yud Vav Daled, Yud of the Av de Erik Anpin. Again, once again, this, can we see it? This is Av. Vakasa de Ima, and also the Kasa. This is Kasa, which is a gematria 161 here of Ima. Mehe de Av de Erik Anpin, and we take that from the Hey of the Av of Erik Anpin. Now, what are we learning from this? We're learning that in Erik Anpin there's a Yud Gei Vav Gei. That's going to come out to the Baga, the left line of the Mochas Timor. Now he's telling us that the Mochas Timor, which really means the congealing of the light being held back. Mochas Timor means it's a moach that has all the brain power, but it's closed. But somehow, some light comes out of it. That's really what we're talking about. That's to understand the concept of tikkun. As we said before, as a tikkun refers to hismatus of the light, limitation of the light. Because the light itself is a light of nothingness, pure nothingness, no physicality. So if we're going to have physicality, it's going to have to be shut down. So that happens over here in this Mochas Timor, this place is closed up Moach. So, the Erik Anpin. Va'av the Sag, Vasag, then you take the Av. Now let me see if I can find it. Oh, here they are together. This is Av and this is Sag. Va'av Vasag Lidas Me Vav the Av. So we said we're going to take from these three letters, Yud, K, and Vav, and they're going to generate right line, left line, middle line. The Av de Erik Anpin. Midante the Chesadim de Mochas Timor, and it's going to come out of the middle line of the Mochas Timor. And when it comes out, we're going to say that this is the kavana that we're trying to accomplish. Now, I have an inkling, but I can't just, it's too big for me. So let's keep going on. This is what you're bringing out. So how it is, it came from the Yud, goes over on this line, the K goes over on this line, and the Vav is going to go on the middle line. Now, let's read some of this. So he writes, so we got an intro. It helps, hopefully it'll help us a little bit. So when we say the first word, let's get it back all together. We'll see them all together. And it's interesting that the RASHASH wrote these words, HASHEM ELOKEINU HASHEM, and he put the last one slightly lower than the others. At least in this sefer. So that's the way, but slightly lower, because we understand that the Das is triangulates with Chochmah and Bina. So therefore, it's the idea there's a line going like this and a line going like that. They're going both ways, and they're all pulling into the center. That's a little bit of that idea. Now he says, Mi Yud Av. Now we're taking the name Av, right? The letter Yud Av, the Chacham, the Mochas Timor, which is the right line, or the Chesed of the Mochas Timor, the Erik Anpin, which means he's telling us that the Mochas Timor has different sections or different spheros. So it has a Chesed in it in some way. If that's where we're keeping the same translation, that Chacham really refers to Chesed. So, but we could just call it the right line. The Mochas Timor, the Erik Anpin, and it looks like this. And then he keeps going down and he shows you the Av itself. Now all of this combination, in other what you have here is you have the Or, once again the Makif of the Panimi, and the Lavosh, which is also known as, get it out, Bob, the Moach. The Hachan, the Abba, the Iba, the Yasas. It's going to go to the right line of a parts of called Abba Ve'ima, which is in the parts of Yisrael Sabbat Tavuna. It's going down, down, down to be, because the Yisrael Sabbat Tavuna actually represents that aspect that goes into Zera Anpin. So let's go over to the next, and then we have to go to the left. So you say the word Elokeinu. So he says, May Hey Yud, but the Hey. He should say, but the Hey, but it's spelled here Hey Yud. From the letter Hey, Rishona to Av, because in Av the first Hey is spelled Hey Yud, not Hey Aleph, or not Hey Hey. Rishona to Av, the Baga, or the left line, the Mochas Dimah, the Erik Anpin. Again, this could be the Gevura of the Mochas Dimah, the Erik Anpin, and we'll see. You know, as I keep looking and see the language that the Rashash uses in different places, if it's always consistent. And then he shows us Ekya as the Makif, and Havaya as the Panimi. And then he shows the Lavush, which is going to be Lavush is the Moach on the left side, is going to be Kasa. The Baga, the Abba, Ve'ima, Ve'yasas, and as it go to the lover, it's going to go down from there to the Abba, Ve'ima, and Yisrael Sabbat Devon. It's going to go down the Baga to the left lines all the way down. Yekavin the Salak HaOr Shebeperek and Soy the Netzach the Devon. Now, I don't know if we did this part yet. So we'll go to the middle and then we'll come back. The Mochas Dimah, so he said Mivov the Av the Dante the Chasada the Mochas Dimah the Erikanpin. So we have here now the Oros, followed by this is the Oros of Das, followed by the split. I guess in Das it's the right side is going to be the Av and the left side is going to be the Sag. And it's going to go to Dante, the Abba Ve'ima, V'yasos. Okay, now let's come back. I didn't read the bottom of it, so let's see how that's going. So he writes like this. Va'al deregzeh, the same way, Yekavin lahamshech ma'atek le'erekanpen. So we have the same idea. We're coming to the very top, the very most inner physicalness, nearest as possible to the light of the Ein Sof. It's Atik, that's called Atik. We're going to take from Atik, we're going to bring it into Erik Anpin. Now, I really apologize, I have to go backwards because I didn't do these paragraphs up here, so let's do them. So he says, when you bring in these lights, Yekavin the Salaka or Shebeperek Tachton the Netzach to Tevuna. So on the lowest level of the Netzach of Tevuna, you're going to remove the light, the Tiferes Didor, and go up that same, to bring it up into Tiferes. And this cools off or cools down, cools off, freezes. HaPerekanaz, the Tzorach Chesed Dezah, because the Chesed Dezah is going to go in there. And here in the next line, it's going to be, we're going to bring in, so we'll get a look at it. We're going to say the word Elokeinu. We're going to bring in these Oros and Mochi. The Baga, the Abba Ve'ima V'yasid into the left line. Yekavin the Salaka or Beperikim Soy the Netzat the Devuna. Now you're going to go into the middle line of the Netzat the Devuna. And to bring it into its own Tiferes. Now, Tiferes is in the middle. That's when I'm wondering about this. It's got to get over to the middle. By a day ken metztanin a paraganaz, and this cools off or cools down. Make cools. I guess what I said. It freezes. The tzorach chachma dezah, or it just empties it. I guess he's using the word metztanin. It cools off. It cools it down. So in other words, it's not bursting with energy anymore. It's empty. So he said, L'dati the Abba Ve'ima V'yasas, this is on the middle line now. This is Das. Yekavin la Salaka or Shebeperek Tachton the Ho de Devuna. V'la Losach the Tiferes Didor, and to bring it up to its Tiferes, V'yedei Kain Mitztan in the Perek Anaz the Tzorach Gevura Dezah. Now I'm really having a lot of trouble with this one. So I need to read them all together. Let's just read there's some black pit. Shebeperech Tanda, you're going to cool this off, to remove the light that's in the lowest perech of Netzach de Tevuna. You're going to bring it into Tiferes. So it's first, and you're going to move this from the Netzach de Tevuna. the tzorach chesed zah, for the purpose of making a place for the chesed of Zer Anpin to come in. Then he says, Yakavi the Salaka or Shebeperek Em Soy the Netzach Tevuna. This is the Perek Tachton the Netzach Tevuna. This is the Perek Em Soy the Netzach Tevuna. And this is the Perek Tachton the Hod the Tevuna. So we never go past, we don't go to the Chabad, we stay at the Chagat. Also, the Teferes Didah, V'chayatei Kain Mitztan in the Perek Anazis cools off the lower Perek of Hod, Litzorah Gevur Dezah. Now, this, I don't have a good handle on it, but what he's saying is that, and what's bothering me, is it starts off with a Perek Tachto the Netzach the Tevuna. His first question is that we're dealing with Tevuna here? Tevuna means another way that it's the Ima that actually enters into Zer Anpin, that really delivers into Zer Anpin. Is that what we're dealing with here? Now, why doesn't he say Yisrael Saba Tevuna? He just says Tevuna. It's for the Chesed to make a place on that right side for the Chesed of Zer Anpin. Then we're going to do the same thing. We're going to cool off the Perek and Soy a Netzach to Tevuna. So we're in the Netzach to Tevuna. And to bring it up to its own Teferes. Vayidei Kain, again, we go from the right side to the left side, now we're going into Teferes. Vayidei Kain mitztan in the Perek Anaz, l'tzorach Chochmah Dezah, so the Chochmah Dezah. So this is the right line. To bring in the right line of Zer Anpin, we're going to cool off we have the Netzach of, we're going to cool off the two lower thirds of the Netzach of Tevuna. Tachton the Netzach the Tevuna. Okay, and then the last one is Yakaven the Salek Ha'or Shebeperek Tachton the Hod the Tevuna. So it moves over to Hod. So, the message inside of my brain is that it's bigger than my ability to be able to understand exactly. So what I need to do is look at it. Become more familiar with what's going on. So we want the Netzach bottom, Netzach middle, we're removing the light, and now we're in Hod and we're doing the bottom. The Tzorach Gevur Dezah. And we're doing this because we have to work on the left line, which is Hod is on the left line. Now we're going on, and hopefully, here we go. So this could be looked at, where is this, the Hamshech, the Hazmin, as Abba ve'Ima v'Dasa Yedecha Sheyamshech Lechem Miyako de Av. They're just reading the top again. Av is the moach of the lights of Kesser, could be, or the lights of Chachma. Mochin the Yanika me achu panim. I'm thinking that's what that means. Achu panim, or achu panim, the ak la'atik. So we're going way, way, way deep into the atik, moving, which is panimi to Erik Anpin. And Erik Anpin is Olam Atzilus. Mochin the Yanika, this is Mochin the Katnus. This is the Chagat 9. Me'achap, oh, there it is. Now I got it. The Ak. Now, what is Achap? In Ak, there is a concept of the Ozen Chotem Peh. Now, this is the formation of how it forms the Olam HaNekudim. And he's going way, way, way back before the Shvira and the generation of the lights themselves and being compartmentalized in some kind of a form. And as a result of the closeness to the light of the Ein Sof, with the Iyar is the highest place, the Chotem is below it, and the Peh is below that. each of them has a relationship with the light, the eternal light. But it gets dimmer as you get down to the mouth. And here you're in Ak. Ak is the covering over the Ein Sof. So the Rashash wants to point us at that. That's the place we're traveling in inner space. He says they're going to go from that place, La'atek, to a space which is more physical. It's called Atek. And he's got it going up. Now let me see the Ozen Oten Peh. He says he's got it. So you're bringing all of this up. So I'm confused in this one phrase, but we'll just let it go. Me'achap ta'ap. I'm thinking the achap is really, really a high level, la'atek. But he says there's a higher level called atek, until you get to the innermost chamber of nothingness, of the nothingness of the Ein Sof Baruch Hu. But this is the origin of the great river that flows out. And in order to be able to sweeten dinim and to be able to make everything much sweeter in the world, we need to be able to picture that and reach it. So therefore all of them should be prepared to elevate the Mayim Nukmim, called parts of Shalom. In other words, this is the process within all Partsufim. It's the same thing. So we have to have this concept of Ovi. And Ovi means that everything is seen horizontally. We can understand it as horizontally. It is that each of the horizontal Partsufim has all of the parts, all of the spheros within it. All of the Partsufim within those spheros, and on and on and on, but it's going, they're duplicates. The original print of the original, coin that is printed over here, that is manufactured, is the most pneumistic point. That's where he's pointing at here. Called parts of the Padash Nekudot, she is Davgu Kol Partsufim, and the reason why we're doing this is to bring oneness, to bring mating, to mate opposites. Call it Partsufim, and now the Midas Echad, when you finally get to the word Echad. The Hamshech Mochen the godless, in order to be able to stream down Mochen the godless, the parts of Shalamatam and Mehem, from the parts of that's down below them. So in order to be able to bring bracha or sweetness into the world, we have to be able to reach the origin of this. Now I see that the time is really getting late. I'd like to finish it. It's right. It's now 8:39. Okay, by my clock and my clock is off by 3 minutes, which I do not know why. So 8:39. It's actually 8:42 then. Okay, so he said. So this is our kavana. We're going to go from the top. We're going to go from the bottom, moving up, 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 in a world of infinity. And these are the stations along the way. You must reach that place and stimulate the oneness that brings the sweetness. Now tomorrow we'll take a look, maybe we'll see how this year works, because it's got a little bit long. We're going to get to the word Echad. I'd really like to get into it, so I will. Change my mind. So he says, L'kayim mitzvah saseh, which is about Anochi Hashem, lo yihi lecha, v'liyached he b'hei. Now, one more reading. Here's the mitzvah saseh. What does the mitzvah say? Anochi Hashem, lo yihi lecha. This is out of the Ten Commandments. V'liyached Hashem Baruch Hu. Now it may be la yached hey behei, to bring the two heys together. I'm not sure, but the whole idea is to get to this word echad. Then we have the word echad, which we pointed out before, is two smaller letters in a very large dalet. So he says the first two letters, the Aleph and the Ches, refer to Zer Anpin, and the last letter, which is the Dalet, refers to the Nukva, the Zer Anpin, or Malchus, or as we see in other places in the Rashash, it refers to the left side of the right, or the left side of the left. Nukve, so he says, this refers to his female aspect, which are all the way up and down his backside, are Leah and Rachel, to bring them into Achdus Gomor, Ayedecha Ein Sof. How does this happen? How does anything happen in the world? So it happens as a result of the will of the Ein Sof. As to what that is or what it's about is bigger than both of us, all of us. So he said of Achdus Gomor Ayedei Ein Sof Hamispashet Besocho, which is Panimi to them. And this is the power of the Ein Sof. The power of the Ein Sof is Achdus. Then he says the first two letters, which we said before, refers to Tesha Sfiros, the Zer Anpin, Shabo Shem, in there is this name, Yud Ke Vav Ke. Now, Yud Ke Vav Ke is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's 10. He says the first two letters refer to the Tesha Sfiros, that's the upper Tesha Sfiros, which would be, I'm not sure how you count, there's lots of different ways to count the Sfiros, Shabo Shem Ma, and this is how he's counting them. Now, on the other hand, that's the male force. That's what he wants to say. And this is the name of the male force. It's Yud Ke Vav Ke, also Gematria of 45. It's the Gematria of Ma. Now, the Dalet refers to Nukve. It refers to the female element, the female aspect of Zer Anpin, the female aspect. Nukve Leah v'Rachel, which is Leah and Rachel ha'omedes achrei Dalet Sfiras Tani de Zer Anpin, which are found behind, on the backside of Zer Anpin, of the lower four of his lowest four spheros, which are Tiferes, Netzach, Hod, Yesod. This is where the Nukva is found, the Zer Anpin. Sheba Sham, but Sheba, that in this place is a name. The name is Adni. So what we're going to try to do is take the name of, I guess, in this phrase, Echad, to take the name Adni, like this, and make it into an Achdus Gemura with the name Yud Ke Vav Ke. Yud Ke Vav Ke, Aleph Dalet Nun Ke. Inseparable. Gam Yakavin, that's what your Kavanah should be. Okay? So let's go a little bit more. Let me bring this over. Gam Yakavin Lahamshech Mehe Achrona de Av. Av, right, has a hey at the end. It's spelled hey yud, like this. Mehe yud achrona de Av, de Erik Anpin. De date de gevuros de mochas dimo. Of the date, now we're dealing with Tavuna, always sometimes to the left side. The gevuros of the mochas dimo. Mochin, the Havaya, these are Mochin, the Havaya, the Adne put together. Unfortunately, I didn't understand that. So, patience for those few of you who hang in there. Gam Yakave Lahamshik, from the last letter, which is spelled like this, Hey Yud, Achrona de Av, de Erik Anpin. And if you wanted to see it, it's right here. That's Av. It's going to come out of the Av, the Erik Anpin, of the Date de Gevuros, the Muchas Dimo. Now we have to really, so let's look at the Date de Gevuros. Now what he means by the Date de Gevuros, I assume that since the middle line splits, that he's talking about the left side of the middle line, but I'm not sure. Dav de Erik Anpin, the Date de Gevuros, the Mochas Dimo, of this Mochas Dimo. Remember, once again, we said that this is a tremendous amount of energy of the light of the Ein Sof Baruch Hu. that is closed up before it could move further into the outer worlds. In a place called the Mochas Timah, the closed Moach. It has all the Moching inside of everything. But it's sealed. But somehow some light escapes from it. And this is the date, the middle line of the Gevurah, the Mochas Timah. So again, I'm questioning about how we got over the Gevurah. I'm not sure. Maybe when we look at the Siddur the next time, that is the Nekudot Hakesef, we'll have a better view of this. Mochin de Chavai de Ba'adni. So you're going to have here the Mochin de Chavai Ba'adni put together, which is this, with the Narantchi. Remember, Narantchi is another way for Oros. There are 5 different types of Oros. The light of Nefesh, Ruach, Neshama, Chayin, Yechida. All of them, different intensities of light. And then here we have Chesed, Gevurah, Tiferes, Netzach, Hod, Yesod, pouring in to this combined Yichud. Like I said before, these are really meant as meditations, but that's not what we're doing. We're exploring here. So this is the exploring ship called the Tikkun Elevator Golem. So let's finish it off. This is all going to go down to the Hachan Bagadati, to the 3 lines of Zun. I'm assuming when he says Zun, he means Zun Agadolim. So he says, the Gam Yakavan the Salaka or Shebeperak and Soy the Hod. So now the concept is like this. We took out the light from the lower part of Hod, right here, Shebeperak Tachton the Hod, the Tavuna. Now we're going to go back to Hod. We did first the lower, which is the Nai part. We took the light out of there of Netzach. And then we took the light, that's the right leg, and the light of the middle part of Netzach. And then we went to the bottom part of Hod. That's where we are now. Now we're coming over the Hachan Bagadati, the Zun. Okay, so he says now we're going to take it and we're going to do the middle part of Hod. And it's going to say again, Kavin the Salaka or Shebeperik Soy the Hod to Davuna. Teferis, and to bring it back up into the Seraph, they do on her own Teferis. They're all going to be stored there, so to speak. That light. I'm just thinking that if you're a Kabbalist, you know that if you're moving upwards, which you are here, you're causing Maim Nukvin. So that's part of what's going on. We're moving what's down below to a higher level. And as a result of that, it ripples effect all the way up to the Roma Mahalos. So he says, and as a result of what happened, Mitztan and the Perak Anaz, that the middle Perak of Hod also cools down. Tzorch Bina de Zabik for the fact, so that Bina of Zer Anpin will have space to enter. Well, that's the whole bundle of wax there. This is Baruch Fleischman. I'm at your Tikkun Elevator Kollel.